And we want to end this episode with looking from that perspective. How would it look like if we are able to really get it done, really shift our mindset? Or how does it look like when we are totally failing with that? And for that, we thought of a small story to make it a bit more visual in the end. And let's just dive in and see how it is. So, in the year 2050, I found myself living in a dystopian world. I lived in a large, sprawling city that was surrounded by concrete and steel. Every morning I woke up feeling stressed and anxious, rushing to get ready for work. As I drove to work in my self-driving car, I felt disconnected from my surroundings, barely noticing the polluted air, the barren landscape, and the lack of wildlife. I arrived at my office building, which was one of the many towering skyscrapers that dominated the city skyline. Inside the building, I sat at my desk for hours, staring at a computer screen and feeling increasingly disconnected from my colleagues and my work. I felt no sense of purpose or meaning in my job, and the constant noise and artificial lighting left me feeling drained and exhausted. During lunchtime, I grabbed my quick meal from a fast food restaurant and ate it alone at my desk. I felt no connection to the food I was eating, which was produced using artificial ingredients and shipped from distant factories. After work, I went to a gym to exercise, but even there, I felt no sense of connection to my body or the natural world. The gym was filled with machines and artificial lighting, and the exercise routine felt like a chore rather than a source of joy or vitality. Finally, I returned to my apartment, which was located in a high-rise building that offered little connection to the natural world. I ate another processed meal, watched television, and went to bed, feeling exhausted and disconnected from the world around me. As I drifted off to sleep, I felt a deep sense of unease, knowing that something was missing from my life. Despite the advances of technology and science, I realized that I was still living in a world that was disconnected and sterile, lacking the richness and vitality of the natural world. My failure to implement a shift in my mindset had left me to a life that was devoid of meaning and purpose, and I felt trapped in a world that was slowly slipping into dystopia.
What's up, everybody? It's 2050, and today I woke up feeling connected and alive. I opened my window and breathed in the fresh, clean air, listening to the birds chirping in the morning sun. I ate a breakfast of locally sourced organic food, feeling grateful for the abundance of nature that surrounded me. And as I walked to work, I felt again this deep sense of connection to the world around me. The streets were lined with trees and flowers, and I saw bees buzzing from flower to flower, pollinating plants and making the whole street come alive with nature. I arrived at my office, which was a sustainable and eco-friendly building that was actually made from recycled materials and powered entirely by renewable energy. Inside this office, I worked with a group of colleagues who shared my passion for sustainability and ecological responsibility. Together, we tackled complex problems and worked to find innovative solutions that benefited not just the people, but the planet. We all feel a very deep sense of purpose and meaning in our work, knowing that together we were all contributing to a better world, an even better world. Come lunchtime, we went out for a great meal of a locally grown organic food, and we talked and laughed, sharing stories and ideas. And I felt a deep sense of connections to my friends and to the food that we were eating, knowing that it had been grown with care and respect for the environment, grown locally and organically, so that I could enjoy my food and nature could enjoy itself. After work, I went to a nearby park to exercise, feeling again a deep connection to my body and the natural world. I ran and I stretched, feeling the evening sun rain down on my skin, the wind in my hair, the beautiful sense of flowers, the sound of all the bees. It was wonderful. The park was filled with people of all ages, playing, laughing, taking their pets for a run, and enjoying the natural beauty that was all around them. Finally, I returned to my apartment, which was a small, cozy space, but filled with a lot of natural sunlight and fresh air. I again cooked a meal of locally sourced food, which was one of my favorites, and ate it with my partner. And together, we were just sitting, enjoying the evening sun, enjoying the fresh air, the people around us, our friends, our family, and just feeling grateful for the abundance of nature and people and meaningful connections to our world, because we felt like we had everything. As I drifted off to sleep, I felt a deep sense of peace and contentment, knowing that I was living in a world that was connected and harmonious. I knew that the future was bright, that we could tackle any problem, and that together we could create a world that was sustainable, just, and beautiful forever.